Hello, everybody. Well, got a little video coming out today. We got one of these things. Fella dropped off a while back and wanted me to see if I could get it running. And y'all know I don't fool with these things a whole lot. But I told him I'd give it a shot. Well, we're gonna give it a shot and see what happens. I did notice the side cover wasn't on it right, so I'm gonna pull the side cover off because it's all jammed up. I don't know whether it'll run or not. I know I'm not that interested in working on them. I do have one of these that I fixed for myself, and I wasn't interested in working on it. They're not that hard to work on. They're just not ones that I like to work on. Y'all know some of that. I have people who get confused about, I don't like a saw because I don't want to work on it. That's not entirely, it's not that I don't like it, I just don't want to work on it. It's completely different. It's like the wife's car. I like the car just fine, I just don't want to work on it. That's why she got something with a warranty on it. I don't want to have to work on anything I don't have to. You know. Because we got so much stuff to work on, it ain't funny. So, alright, just because I don't want to work on something don't mean I don't like it. I just don't want to work on it. There are some that I don't like, but this is just one of them. These little old saws are a lot of fun to play with whenever they run, but when they don't, they can be a real pain. And I don't know what this one's going to do yet. I don't know if it has fire. That handle ain't on there right. Would you look at that? You see that? There's where the handle goes. The handle's here with no screw in it. Oh, mercy. So, let's just go and take that out of there. We're going to see that really is about a heck of a way to do something. I ain't even kidding. Yeah, we're going to check it out to start with. See what we can find here. We'll find out if we got any fire. It seems to have plenty of compression. This is a Mac 110 is what it is, for anybody that's wondering. Spark plug looks to be wet. Now checking the fire on these is not the easiest thing in the world, because getting a hold of something is not always the easiest. I just knocked something out of the drill bit box. I think it was one of my... Yeah, I'll get it in a minute. One of my hole deburring tools, so I want to go ahead and pick it up because I won't be able to find it. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to hook this ground clamp straight to the spark plug. We're going to hook it to a bolt and a muffler. That'll ground our spark plug out. Up is on. Hey, we do have fire. We do have fire. Well, that's good. I do not know where that bolt just came from. It fell out of something. Must have fell out of that. Probably did. Okie dokie, Smokey. Well, it's got fire. It has lots of compression. I'm gonna be willing to bet it's gas tank or fuel line related issues or carburetor. So these things were bad for that. We're gonna put that back in there. Yeah, there ain't much way to get this thing to set where you want it to. We're going to take the cover off because I can already tell you the air filter is gone. I mean, there's no flocking left on it whatsoever. Got a little piece of foam in there. That's good. It has plenty of compression, but the pull starter's a little messed up. Let's just see if it'll pop off. What do you think? Before we go to doing too much, let's just put a little snort in there and see if it'll make a sound. Well, it makes noise. It does make a noise. So let's see what we can do with it. Maybe. First things first, though, we got to do something with this pull starter, because y'all know how I am with these slack ropes. I don't like them. There we go. Now you can't take the whole thing out because of the way it's made, but you can pull it out and you can put 1, 2 extra winds in it. Oh, that one's sticky. Let's spray a little bit of stuff on this dog right here because it's a little sticky. We want to get them lubricated. There we go. We're going to set this back down in here. Hopefully. There we go. Now we got a little tension on the recoil starter. What we're going to do first is we're going to check it. Maybe put a little gas in it. See if we can get it to run off the gas tank. I got a feeling it might need some carburetor work. If it does, the whole motor has to come out, because you cannot take the saw apart to get the carburetor. The carburetor is right here, right behind this, and everything has to come out the front to get to it. So it looks like the tank is dry, so that probably means when I pour gas in it, it's probably just going to run out the bottom. Hold on a second, let me go get some gas. All right, have to go find the gas jug. We're not going to pour a whole bunch in here. For one, they don't hold a whole bunch. For two, if you've ever tore one of these apart, the gas line goes straight into the bottom of the tank and there's a wick in the bottom. It's really not a good way that they did it, but it is how they did it. So far it does not seem to be gas running out on the table, which is definitely a good thing. Let's give him a little snort and see if he'll wake up. Where the screws are at. Half, one, about 1 1/4, half, one, 1 1/2, half, a little less than, I don't know about that. That screw ain't acting right at all. We're just going to open it up. If we can get it to run, we'll adjust it. I got a feeling it's probably going to need a kit. But just for the sake of it, trying to get a little fuel to pull. Sometimes if you can get it to pull, it'll go. I don't think it's going to. A little hopeful, but I don't think it's going to. It's smoky in here already. Yep. I reckon we should just go on and pull it apart. I reckon we should. If I sound joyous and elated with it, it's because I am. Oh, mercy, y'all. Old Smoky Joe here. Let's see. Let's see what we can do right quick. The bad thing is whenever you pull these out, getting the fuel line on and off is a trick. Because the fuel line is actually right here and it snaps into the tank. So it's not something that's easy to work with. They don't fare well. And if there's anything wrong with the fuel line, we'll be done with it, because you just, to my knowledge, you can't get anything to fix them. It's possible that there's something out now, but there's nothing that I know of at the moment. All right, hold on, let me get a box. All right, here we go. Got us a box. We're gonna put screws on the table for now, because I'm hoping that I can just tear it apart and put it back together. I don't know that that's the case, because I don't know whether I've got the stuff for a carb kit for this thing. I believe I do, but believing you do and knowing you do is two different things. I believe I do, but I don't know that I do. Get that out of there. We'll get that off there in a minute. Now these little things have these little metal spacers inside this rear handle, so if you take one of these apart, try to make sure you catch them little metal spacers, because they stop you from being able to over tighten it and break the rear handle, which is right here. These really aren't that hard to take apart. I mean, a lot of people don't like them because they say, well, you gotta tear the whole cotton pick and saw apart. Well, this is tearing the whole cotton pick and saw apart right now, what we're gonna do. And you'll get to see it. I mean, it's not that hard. It's just, it seems kind of what do you want to call it? It's just not the way that a lot of people would imagine that you'd have to tear a saw apart. It's to simply take the whole thing apart. Trying to make sure I got all screws out of it, because some of these come apart just a little bit different than other ones. The gas tank should be able to stay in there and the front cover pop off, but there's so much sawdust gathered up in there that it was kind of formed to it. I'm just raking some of it out in the trash bucket right now, because with all this crap in there, it makes it hard to put it back together. At least if you chisel some of it off, it's not as bad. I'll try to do some more of that directly. There's the oiler. There's the oiler. It's adjustable. You can see the chunks coming out of there. Yeah. I'll pull the screw out over here. I think I can pull the rubber grommet off from around the carburetor. I might need to take that spark plug back out. I don't remember exactly how to get the throttle linkage out. There's a few things on these I don't remember they're a little cumbersome to get apart. I mean, somebody's obviously used this little old saw. It's cut some wood, that's for sure. There's a way to pop it out of here, but I don't remember. I don't remember exactly what it is at the moment. I don't want to break anything. This is a little bit different than the Mini Mac, not by much, but a little bit. Get out of the way. I got to figure out how to unhook that throttle linkage. Can't remember exactly how to get it undone. I don't remember. And there is a throttle spring up in there. I don't remember how to deal with it either. It's been a while. It's been a while. I know you can do it without taking that spring out, but I don't remember how to do it, so I'm just going to pop it out of there and let it go forward. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm stupid. They put this stuff in there so you couldn't just take it apart. It's like intentionally there to get you to mess something up. Because why wouldn't you make it all stick up through the holes so it'll jam up? We got it now. Take the throttle out of it. There's just a little slot in there, and I couldn't remember how it was made. There's just a little slot in there that pops out. There's the gas line. Y'all see that? That's the gas line, and it has to protrude right here to pop that into the bottom of the gas tank. Right there. So we got this dirty little rascal tore apart. It's not, like I say, it's not that hard to get them apart. This takes a little remembering. Oh, alright y'all. So I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to stop it. I'm going to take this thing out and clean it up so we can get the carburetor off it. Alright. She's cleaned up now. I went ahead and broke these screws loose before I turned the camera on, because sometimes they're a real pain. These were not. They simply just broke loose with a screwdriver. And the bad thing about these is the carburetor actually goes down under the coil. I'll show you here in just a second. It's kind of something. Alright, I got these two screws loose, so we're going to turn the flywheel around. Pull these two screws up out of here. There's two plastic isolators. They supposed to help stop heat and vibration. I believe is their main objective. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug the coil and set it off with the screws still in it, because it's got little spacers and stuff. There's little spacers and stuff under them screw heads, so I'm just going to unplug it there and set it off to the side. One more screw and we should have the carburetor off. Now this carburetor is not like a normal carburetor. It has one half, or one side instead of two sides. And I don't know for sure that I actually have a kit that will fit this carburetor. There's another plastic isolator. And in there, that's the intake. And this is the carburetor, which I already have fairly clean, but I'm gonna just wash some of that oil come out of them holes. I'm just gonna rinse it off, blow it dry right quick. Let's go in here and see what it looks like. You know what? Y'all are good sports. Let me get in here. Give me just a second. Alright, I zoomed y'all in. I know y'all like to be able to see it better. I'm trying to work on being better with my camera. Getting my hands in the way and stuff like that's not the easiest, because when you got monster hands, they're always in the way, even when you're trying to work. So let's go in here and have a look at what it just needs a cleaning. The diaphragm is a little bit on the hard side. And it's not the worst I've ever seen. It's a little bit stiff, but it did draw fuel. Finding carburetor kits for these things is kind of not an easy task anymore. I hope y'all can see. See, here's the thing, with the camera set up the way it is now, I can't see what y'all can see. So I'm just going off of, yeah, that thing's hard. It's harder than it needs to be, for sure. I do have a kit for one of these. I do not at this time know where it's at. See what this one feels like. Add a little stuck to it. They was a little stuck. It's not that bad. I think it'll run. It'd be nice if we could find that kit. There's a couple other things on this rascal I gotta fix too, like the how hard it was to get the side cover off, the bolts strip for the side cover. Yeah, that's not that bad. If all else fails, I will reuse that piece. The thing now is going to be if I can find that other kit. Alright. Y'all see what I got there. Hopefully it's all good. Let me see if I can find that kit. We'll see if we can put it back together. Alright. With great searching and deliberation, I finally found a diaphragm. It's made just a little different, but I believe it'll work just fine. I found the diaphragm kit. So this one has a metal piece on it and the other one had a plastic one, but I think it'll be okay. I believe it will. So we're going to attempt to put it back together. We're going to give it a shot anyway. We got that one set on there. I got this one here new also. I had a whole kit, but the kit is just a little bit different. I think this will all work. I hope it will anyway. It might be just a little bit bigger. I didn't think it was, but well, that seems to line up. That hole right there is made just a little bit different. If the gasket won't work, let's see if I can peel the gasket off the diaphragm. Maybe not tear it up. Of course it don't want to. The diaphragm seems to line up. Everything looks right on it. The holes line up and everything. Well, why will this diaphragm gasket not fit then? It is just a little bit different. Oh, mercy. And of course it won't just come off of there like they normally do. That was already torn just a little bit. It might just be SOL on this thing. I really wanted to change everything and get it all stuck back. That just ain't cooperating. Just didn't cooperate. I'd really like to use the new one, because that old one is just, it's a little bit stiffer than I'd like. But it just does not quite fit on those pins. Dang. Yeah. If we're going to have it running today, we're going to have to use this one. I'm just going to flex these little tabs a little bit. just to make sure they'll. Because finding a kit for one of these is dang near impossible. If I don't have one, they're hard to find. Get that little piece off right there. This is the old trick we used to use on old lawnmowers and stuff years ago, is take these ears and fold them back and forth until they loosen up a little bit. This one's not too bad. I just like it if it was new. Putting these things back together. At least the pump diaphragm fit, I guess. Okie dokie. Try not to make this video too awful long. It's already over a half hour now. Hopefully it's in the shot and you can actually see it. All right. Let me move the camera around so I can get back to where I can see it. All right, y'all. I got the stud out of it. I didn't film it. Dad and Uncle Dave come up and was looking for something, so I pulled the stud out of it. I got it out. We're gonna go ahead and I took and snatched another one out of another saw. So yeah. Excuse me. We're gonna set that right down in there like that. Get it started. Just set something under it. Might have to get a bigger hammer for this. And yeah, maybe not. Not quite there yet. There we go. Now, we got our stud installed. I gotta put the gas tank stuff back on it right quick. Yeah, maybe we can start getting this thing put back together. I got random screws running around here and there everywhere. Oh, mercy. You have to get the gas tank kind of set in there, and then there's a little nub there that sits. It sits in there. I don't know if y'all can see it or not. There's a little nub right there that goes in a port in the oil pump. Trying to make sure all this goes in the right place, because there's a little dot got to go in right there. If you don't get it in there just right, then it won't hold your fuel tank where it needs to go. Come on. There we go. Now that should hold everything in there. Getting this snap clip on here ain't always the easiest, because it holds in there pretty tight. And the best part is you can't tell whether it's right or not until you put it back together and try it. But hopefully it'll work. I promise these are not my favorite. I think I might have already said that though. Because this is how you figure out whether you got it right or not. You put it back together. If you didn't get it right, well, then you have to take it back apart and do it again. You have to keep taking it apart, putting it back together until you get it right. That's the reason people don't like these a whole lot. Simply because of taking it apart, putting it back together, and taking it apart, putting it back together is not any fun. Fuel lines give some issues. Well, you can see what I'm doing. I mean, I don't have to explain it to you. This is why people don't really like these that much when it comes to working on them. But see, there's no real easy way to tell if you got the fuel line in there because you can't see it. It does look like it's still on there, which is always a good thing. And you have to make sure that this fuel line goes back in here, which you actually can see it, and it's back in there. So hot diggity dog. Now, for some reason, it ain't coming all the way back in there like it should. And if you notice extra parts on the table, I do have some extra parts on the table because, well, I needed parts. So, how do we get parts for this thing? We take another one apart. I'm going to try to get it all stuck back together, and hopefully, if we're lucky, it'll crank and run. But we're not lucky, and I got to take it back apart because I already did something wrong. But at least I figured it out now. I didn't put the throttle linkage back on the carburetor. I see it laying over there on the table. And I promise you, you'll not put it in there with the saw put together. So, you can't even hardly put it in there with the saw took apart. But maybe. Just maybe. I'm probably going to wind up putting this back together off camera, because if I film it, it's going to be a while. But you can see me struggle for a minute anyway, I guess. Just trying to get that throttle linkage back down in there and then lay it up here on top of the motor. Got that starting back together. All right, we got a throttle laying up there now. I'm gonna test on it for a minute here. Get a couple of screws in it and then look in there at the fuel line. I think it's laying in place. There ain't no good way to tell, I ain't kidding. There ain't no good way to tell. Maybe we can get this on here right quick. Get the throttle stuck to it and fire it up before we get it all put back together. See if it'll run. All right. Getting the throttle in this thing is no easy thing to do. Because for one, you can't see it. For two, you can't see it. And for three, well, you just can't see it. Well, yippers. I'm pretty sure it will not come up out of the hole. But maybe, just maybe I can get a hold of it like that. Uh-oh. Oh, I think I got it. I believe I did. Now I gotta put the throttle spring back in there. You don't have to take this throttle out. It's not imperative that you do. Matter of fact, you might be better off if you don't. I'm going to attempt to get it back in there. Oh, nope. I thought I had it, but I didn't. Alright, I'm going to stop it because this video is getting very long. I'm already over 45 minutes, I'm pretty sure. Let me get it done. Turn the camera off, went right in the hole. That's usually the way it goes, though. Alright, I'm going to stop it, finish putting this back together, and then we'll see if it's going to run. So, give me a minute. Alright. I got her stuck back together without any issue. Oh, I forgot the spark plug. So, everything seems to be in order. Well, I can get this spark plug starting to hold. I got the cover and all stuck back on there. I don't know what it's going to do. I don't know if it'll run or if it won't. We're going to shoot a little shot in it, I reckon, and fire it off and see what happens. Hopefully it'll crank and run now. I'm going to go ahead and turn the fan on because I know it's going to be smoky. Let's see what happens. Might take a minute to pick it up. And again, it might not pick it up. We might have to try to find another carburetor for this thing. I really hope not, but got the high side up a little too much alike. There we go. It ain't acting exactly right, so obviously we have more carburetor issues because she's flooding. She's flooding and she's running out. I was hoping to get it all done today, but the odds of that happening are extremely slim. I'm probably going to have to find the carburetor kit. I might even have to tear this one I got over here beside me down and get the carburetor out of it. Alright y'all, this video is long enough. We did get to hear it run. We got it pumping gas, but this is just one of them things. This is the reason I don't work on a lot of these saws. Because the amount of time I have in this saw now is somewhere, well, it's after 3 o'clock, so I've been working on it about all day long. The fella actually bought this saw for $10. I mean, the bill on it's going to be $75, $100, and that's going to be cheap. That's going to be me undercutting my labor and parts by a lot. So if you wonder why I don't work on a whole lot of these, this is the reason why. Because it's not, I wind up having to charge more than what I want to charge to somebody to fix one of these, and I don't like doing that because I'd rather not charge that much. But he wants it fixed, so I'm giving it all we got. We'll just have to find another carburetor going. That's all I know. If this other carburetor, if that whole kit will fit in this other carburetor, I'll probably try to put it on there. I know there's some few differences, and sometimes I can get them interchanged. But I might film on that later. I'm not going to put it in this video. I'm going to label this as part 1, and we get it done, we'll have a part 2. Alright, y'all have a good day. Stay safe, be kind, treat each other the way you want to be treated. God bless. Bellhopper out.